Hey everybody, it's Cody Barnett at Bodyworks Physical Therapy and Concussion Center, and I'm joined today by two amazing and beautiful basketball players. One an upcoming professional, one a collegiate basketball player. This is Addy Brown and Kennedy Brown. You might tell by their last names that they're sisters. And I've known these two ladies for many, many years since they were just, I don't know how old, probably, I'm guessing 5th or 6th grade that we've been working together. And I'm so proud of them. They're wonderful players, but they're also even amazing and even better people. So I've been able to enjoy getting to watch them play over the years and watch their hard work. And so they have some great insights that they're going to share with the rest of us. So a little background. Addy plays at Iowa State Cyclone, and last year the NCAA tournament, they were able to go to the second round, lost in an overtime thriller. What many people have said was the best game of the tournament. Super cool game. And then Kennedy played for the Duke Blue Devils, and they were able to advance to the Sweet 16. So super cool being able to watch them play this last year. So we've enjoyed it. So my first question for you both. Number one, what is it like playing in a packed arena full of fans, everybody's screaming loud? What is that like?
It's pretty exciting. I think my first experience was against Iowa at home. It was a sold-out crowd, so there literally were no open seats, and I remember just walking out there and not really being able to hear my coach in the huddle when we're all like this close, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is going to be crazy, and it was.
Yeah.
So, but it's super fun, electric environment, and kind of makes it fun to play in.
So when it's that loud, can you hear your teammates? Like if you're calling out plays on the floor and such?
It's hard. I normally take the ball out though so I can hear because I'm right by the point guard. You kind of just have to repeat it multiple times for the people on the other end of the court, but it's definitely hard.
Yeah, I've definitely played in some hostile environments for sure, especially big rivalry games, some sellouts. So I personally get a little nervous before games, but usually settle in and then just kind of feed off the energy. So it definitely gives you energy, which is always fun, but it's definitely hard to hear. We have a lot of hand signals we use. So always looking to my coaches for hand signals and then trying to show everybody on the court because you can't always rely on your voice when it's that loud. So yeah, it can be difficult.
And you play in historic Cameron Indoor Arena.
Yes.
So that can get pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, people are, they're kind of right on top of you. So when it does get loud in there, it's very hard to hear.
So that to me, that's always just been the amazing part as being a fan, is just being part of the crowd. But I've always wondered what that's really like down in the bowl, and it's sure been exciting being able to watch you guys play. So fill me in. One of the things we wanted to tackle today was injuries. So I know both of you, through our experiences together, have had a few injuries. So Kennedy, let's start with you. Tell me what sorts of things you've had to battle through, because you've had, counting college, plus an extra year or two of college because
5 years,
of injury, and then plus high school. So tell us a little bit about what you've been through and what that's been like.
Yeah, I've dealt with a number of different injuries from my feet to my head, honestly. Had concussions. I've had, ACL tear, if you can see my beautiful scar here. So that was probably my biggest and toughest injury I had to battle. That was my freshman year of college. So it was tough physically, but even more so mentally, I think, trying to come back from that during COVID as well. So that presented its own challenges, not being able to go into a physical therapy office to, rehab. I was doing a lot of that on my own, and dealing with, the mental side of it as well, kind of isolated during that time period. So definitely difficult. I would say for me, the biggest piece of advice I could give is just focus on the little wins. I couldn't look too far ahead because, especially with an injury like that, it's every day is important, and so every step of the way, focusing on just the little progress you're making from week to week, day to day even. So learning how to walk again correctly,
Yeah.
and not favoring. And so all those little things are important, and so it's important to keep that your focus, I think, when you're dealing with any type of injury.
Addy?
Yeah, I've been blessed. I haven't had too many serious injuries, but I know I've had some ankle issues in the past, and then just recently kind of battled with the stress fracture in my foot. So that was my first injury that I was actually like had to sit out and kind of watch from the sidelines, which was different for me. As far as like my journey went, I would just say, like Kennedy said, taking one day at a time, and just I caught myself kind of looking ahead and wanting to be back out on the court and just kind of feeling sorry for myself, and that's not the way to go about it, and it's not going to change anything. So just staying positive and making sure you're taking care of business every day. And I feel like for me also just thinking about my teammates too, like I know they want me on the court as bad as I want to be on the court, so I need to do everything that my trainers and you're telling me to do so I can be out there as quickly as possible.
So curious, do you, when you're sitting out, do you feel like there's more internal pressure to play, or do you feel like there's some external pressure from whether it be fans or, hey, when are you coming back? Where do you feel like most of that pressure comes from?
I'd say a mix of both, honestly. I feel like external, especially when they had to do like conditioning and stuff, and I'm over there watching, I feel terrible because they're all dying while I'm on the bike. But I feel like internal as well, just having high expectations for myself and wanting to improve, every season. So feeling like I need to be out there, that way I can have a successful season.
Yeah.
So a little bit of both.
Yeah. Okay. Very helpful. So, Addy, let's stick with you. So, as you go through injury experience, how would you say? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but how would you say that benefits you? What growth do you see in yourself having to battle through things like that?
Definitely more resilient. I feel like injuries are going to come, they're going to happen. I feel like I'll be able to manage those better in the future just by having some of these in the past, and having to deal with them. But yeah, I would just say being resilient and ready for anything thrown my way. Yeah.
Kennedy?
Yeah, you build a lot of mental toughness, I think. I, for one, saw a sports psychologist during my time when I was out, and I think that helped me a lot just to kind of learn myself better as well. And so I took a lot of time when I was out to really understand my own body and mind and what I needed to be successful. And so having someone to kind of talk through that with was really helpful for me. And I know a lot of people don't talk about the mental health side of injuries, but I think it's really important to focus on that because it is such a big part of it. But yeah, I think you learn how to deal with stuff on the fly. I had a lot of setbacks coming back from my ACL injury. I had 2 more surgeries along the way, and so those weren't fun to deal with and were disappointing for sure, but I think I was better prepared to deal with those when they came, and it wasn't as much of a blow as it would have been, before injury when I, wasn't expecting to have to deal with things like that, and so you kind of learn to just take the punches as they come and deal with them and navigate all that in a better, kind of healthier way, I think.
Cool. In terms of mindset, what would you ladies say is like the most important part of mindset as you're trying to recover and get through, not playing, etc. What would you say about mindset?
I think for me, like I said, focusing on like the day in front of you, it was really helpful for me to have a routine to kind of just focus on, and so a daily routine that I could, rely on kind of to just get me through the day. And then I think another good mindset kind of tip maybe was like journaling for me.
Okay.
That was something I kind of got into when I was injured, just writing my thoughts down, my frustrations, the wins. So keeping track of those things, so when you are, feeling down maybe during your recovery, you can go back and look and be like, okay, like I hit all these marks, and I'm working my way towards this next one, or like these are my next goals. And so kind of checking off those boxes, having something to like fall back on, I think was good for me, and having it in writing.
It's a good idea. I may steal that.
You should.
Just curious, do you ever go back and read any of your journal entries from like after your ACL?
Yeah, actually in the process of potentially writing a book. So,
Really?
About my journey, but I've gone back
You
to
heard it here first.
some of those journal entries, and it's really eye-opening to look back at just where I was at that point in my life and how far I've come, and I think it's really inspiring for myself, just knowing like what I went through and knowing that you can come out on the other side better, stronger, mentally, physically, and so I've learned a lot along the way. But,
awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. Addy, mindset.
Yeah, for me, I feel like just focusing on the positives. Like, if you kind of it's easy to get negative when you're hurt or you're not able to participate in things, but that doesn't help with anything. It's not going to change the outcome. So, for me, just being positive with myself, being patient with myself. If the recovery is taking a little bit longer, it's okay. But, and like Kennedy said, also just like celebrating the little things. For me, like with my stress fracture, just each week I was slowly getting to do more things, and that was something that I look forward to, and just was proud of myself for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how I get through it.
Did either of you ever think to yourself, am I gonna play ball again?
I didn't. My injury wasn't as severe as hers, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think dealing with ACL and then, like I mentioned, I had multiple surgeries after that. Also during COVID, so it was just kind of a hard time all around. But I definitely, didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel for a long time, and just it felt like never ending. One blow after the other, and just kind of kept adding on to, that injury. But I think it's a testament to how far I've come. That at one point I did feel like this is never going to end, but it does, and ultimately I'm here now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then she played in the Sweet 16.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Addy, tell us about what your future plans are. What's next for this year?
Academics first, of course. Student athlete. I'm majoring in business, so I'm looking forward to taking some new classes this year. But as far as the season goes, we got a lot of good transfers in. We have 6 new girls coming in who are really talented. Right now we're sitting at number 10 in the preseason overall poll. Not that really matters, it's super early on, but I think we have a really talented team, and we're looking to, kick some butt.
There we go.
So, yeah, tune in. It's going to be a fun season.
I like that answer. And then Kennedy, tell us what you got coming up.
Yes, so I just graduated this spring from Duke, and so I will be starting my professional career this fall. I'm going to Armenia. Will be my first stop. So yeah, I'm excited for new adventure, new country, new culture. So yeah, excited to get over there and get to work.
How's your Armenian?
I am working on it, actually.
Really?
I am.
Let's hear something.
I don't know if my pronunciations are great, but I'll get there. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing in the Euro Cup, so looking forward to playing against some good competition.
Yeah, nice. And then you also played some 3-on-3 over the summer.
Yes.
With some national team, right?
Yes, played a little bit with Team USA. 3-on-3 is becoming a bigger, sport. It was in the Olympics, so tune in if you haven't. It's pretty fun to watch, super fun to play. So I enjoyed getting to do a little bit of that this summer as well.
Cool.
I would like to add, we're playing against UConn and South Carolina in our non-conference schedule, so make sure you tune into those games.
Iowa State Cyclones.
Yep.
Make sure you tune in. Yeah, we watched, my wife and I watched every game that we could that was on TV with you two last year, so must see TV.
Yes.
I don't know if we'll be able to watch the Armenian games.
Yeah, I don't know how that'll work yet. I don't have the streaming information, but
We'll check on it. Okay, ladies, thanks for sharing. Tell everybody how they can follow your journey if they want to follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter. It's just AddyBrown24, simple username, or on the ESPN app too. You can go and follow the Cyclones and put your notifications on for that.
Yep, which I do.
There you go.
My Instagram and Twitter is just KennedyBrown42. So
wow, we kept it it simple.
Yep.
Real creative.
And obviously she wears number 24, she wears number 42. Are you 24 because it's the opposite of 42 transposed, or?
She likes to say so. You know, back in the day, my number, I was 23 first.
Okay.
Someone took my number, so I was like, you know what, I'll just be 24. And then you flip it, yeah, okay, whatever.
Okay.
So we'll go with that story.
Okay, I've always wondered. So, well, ladies, I appreciate you taking a minute to share with all of us. Like I say, I think the world of both of these two, and they're fine women, and they're great role models for anybody to follow, even an old guy like me. So, appreciate you guys sharing. Thanks for making the time. And for everybody watching out there, we specialize in helping keep people mobile and active and off pain pills. So if you need some help being able to do that, feel free to give us a ring. We're at 316-558-8808 or bodyworksphysicaltherapy.net. And until next time, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Bye.